ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। गणनां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनं महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे भैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तानित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Shraddhavan labhate jnanam is the assertion of Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. In this context, jnana means Atma Jnana. To gain Atma Jnanam, the seeker must be Shraddhavan. That is why it is included in the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampattihi, in the group of Shamadamadi. Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, then fifth one is Shraddha. So what is the meaning of Shraddha? First we should understand what is the meaning of Shraddha. Generally, the word Shraddha is translated in English as faith or belief. But actually, what is the meaning of faith if you go to the dictionary? Then you will understand what our Shastra Sampradaya means by Shraddha does not mean faith. Shraddha is translated as faith or belief. But if you go to the English dictionary about the meaning of faith and belief, we will understand that what is meant by Shraddha is not meant by faith. Faith means, according to the English dictionary, a firm belief in something for which there is no proof. That is called faith. Another dictionary says, something believed with strong conviction. That is called faith. So, belief or faith means there is no proof. There is no proof means there was no verification. Correct? There is no proof means there was no verification. So, faith means a judgment without verification. What is the meaning of faith or belief? Accepting something as a fact without verification. That is the meaning of faith or belief. But Shraddha is not meant by that. Shraddha means a knowledge which is arrived after verification. Now you understand? Shraddha means a knowledge which is arrived after verification. Faith means acceptance something as right without verification. Just opposite. But for lack of word in English language, many people use this word faith and belief as the translation for Shraddha. So we should carefully avoid, or if you have to use that word, we should know that this is not the right translation. Because faith is equal to acceptance of something before verification or without verification, acceptance of something for which there is no proof at all. So, there is no vocabulary in English language for this word Shraddha. So, we will use it as Shraddha. What is the understanding? Shraddha is equal to a knowledge which is arrived after verification, which is arrived through very, very subtle vichara. In Sanskrit, upajivya pramana swata pramanyatva jnanam Shraddha. Upajivya pramana swata pramanyatva jnanam. Jnanam means knowledge. Swata pramanyatva means swataha pramanyam. There is no need for verification of that knowledge. You cannot verify. There is no possibility of verification. Of what? Of the validity of the source of knowledge. Knowledge about the intrinsic validity of primary source of knowledge is called Shraddha. So, Shraddha means a knowledge which comes after very, very subtle vichara. Even the modern scientists bewildered by this vichara. Till date, they are not able to even understand the questions raised in this vichara. First question, our tradition asks the modern people, scientists especially, is there a world or a universe which is appearing to our senses, is there in reality? Why this question is asked to the scientist especially? Because scientists are dead against to this word called faith or belief. Dead against they are. That is why in Western culture, there is a division in society, in thought process, in conclusions. What is that division? Faithful, scientific. That is a division. Faithful, scientific. Superstitious, rational. Dark-aged thoughts, modern scientific thoughts. These are all the words very prevalent in the Western culture. Faith means superstitious, which belong to dark age, which is entertained by faithful people. Science means rational, modern, and which is entertained by reasoning people. So according to them, faith is dead against the science, because in faith there is no reasoning. There is no choice of reasoning also, because the Semitic religion, especially the Christianity, brings one particular religious book and says you have to believe this content and have faith in that. Those who accept that particular religious book called Bible take this side of faithful. Those who don't accept that particular religious book take the side of rational, modern, scientific. So the word, very simple word, has divided the countries, nations, humanity. Because faith means it restrains the reasoning spirit. The spirit of inquiry is suppressed in faith. Because you have to believe, you have to accept it without questioning. They are called fundamentals. Non-errancy of the religious text. There is no error in that religious text. You have to accept it. Without verification, how can you accept it? When you accept it, you are faithful. Non-errancy of the religious text book. First fundamental. Second one is Jesus is the Son of God. How you verify? Third one is Jesus was crucified to atone the sin of the human being. Which sin, if you asked? Original sin done by Adam and Eve. How it is connected with me? No, you are the descendant of that Adam and Eve, therefore you are getting that. So by birth you are a sinful. And Jesus resurrected himself and went to kingdom of heaven. Those who believe all these five will go to kingdom of heaven. This is the dogma thrusted on the society. Some people accepted, some people revolted. Those revolted were called rational, modern. Now you understood? Because those who have accepted without going through the process called inquiry. So faith means it suppresses the spirit of inquiry. It is an obstacle for questioning. If you question, your head will be cut off. In Christianity, it was done some 300 years before. In Islam, now also it is going on. If you question these fundamentals, in Islam also there are certain fundamentals. Allah is the only true God. Quran is the only true religious scripture. Prophet is the last messenger. There is no God other than Allah. One accept this will go to eternal heaven. These are all fundamentals in Islam. One who accept this become Islamic devotee, faithful one. One who questions, his life is in danger till date. In Christianity, that life threatening was happening some 200-300 years before. So as per the history, Christianity survives last 2000 years. So 1700 years, they are also doing that. Islam now only 1300 years crossed. So they will do little more. But both of them say, if you don't accept this, you are an infidel, non-believer. You are called non-believer. Non-believer has only two choices. Either you believe and come to us or die. Therefore, conversions. Understood? This one word faith created such a havoc in the human history. We should not use at all this word. With regard to scriptural analysis, we should not use at all because it is a very sinful word. It has created a lot of violence, dogmas, divisions. A simple word, simple looking word, faith. Because faith is a judgment given before enquiry, before verification. Because enquiry is suppressed in faith. Questioning is an obstacle. Therefore, the people who consider themselves as rational, as intelligent, as modern, they revolted against the entire dogmas. And many scientists were killed also. Galileo was killed. So they revolted, scientists revolted, and always it is a red rag. This word is a red rag for scientists. Red rag means what do you know? Red color cloth, if you show to a bull, it will come and hurt you. It will not accept. That is called red rag. So this faith word is used to a scientist. It is a red rag for the scientist mind. So according to scientists or rational people, with faith, science will not progress. Without science, society will not progress. Therefore, for the progress of the society, faith is an enemy. So faith belonged to dark ages. Science belonged to age of enlightenment. Science belonged to age of enquiry, age of questioning, age of progress, age of modernity. Understood? This is the view of scientists with regard to the word called faith or belief. Now, those scientists who have this view are questioned by our sampradaya, Shastra Sampradaya. Are you really rational? Are you really with the spirit of enquiry? The scientist tell naturally, yes, I am ready for any enquiry, any type of enquiry. Then this is the first question from the Shastra Sampradaya. What is the first question? Is there a world, a universe, which is perceived by the senses in reality? This vada is called Srishti Drishti Vadaha. There is a world and I see it, is called Srishti Drishti Vadaha. Another Vada is there, Drishti Srishti Vadaha. Because I see there is a world is called Drishti Srishti Vadaha. Both Srishtis are there experienced by us. Jagrat Jagat, the universe which is experienced during our waking state, is called Srishti Drishti Vadaha. Srishti is there, therefore I am seeing. Swapna Jagat, which is experienced in dream, Drishti Srishti Vadaha. Now the Sampradaya questions the scientists. Is there a world in reality? Or are you seeing this world because you are seeing? The very question bewilders them. What a question it is. This question was asked thousands and millions of years before by our Sampradaya. Understood? What an inquiry. Because there is a possibility of both the universe. A universe which exists actually, therefore I am perceiving it. Another universe which doesn't exist actually, because I perceive it exists. So the scientists say, yes, it is existing. Because they cannot say otherwise. If they say it doesn't exist, then what is the science? About what you are inquiring? About an entity which doesn't exist at all, how can you inquire? So they have to say, what they say? It exists. It is taken for granted it exists. How you take for granted that it exists? My sense organs are perceiving. That is my question. Whether the Srishti exists because you are perceiving, or you perceive because it exists. So they say, sense organs are valid source of knowledge. Therefore, the knowledge revealed by the sense organs are valid. What is the knowledge? Knowledge about the existence of the creation. Here is a black cloth. Does it exist? And therefore I see, or because I see it exists. Scientists say, no, it exists. It exists. And I perceive it. Because sense organs are valid source of knowledge, or primary source of knowledge. So validity of the existence of universe is depend upon now validity of sense perception. Understood? Now the parampara asks, what is the proof that sense organ perceive properly? What is the proof that sense organs are valid source of knowledge, for which they don't have answer at all? They call it paradigm. Paradigm means a framework which is accepted by all scientists without questioning. Understood now? Paradigm means taken for granted, sense organs gives valid knowledge. Paradigm means taken for granted inerrancy of sense organ. What do you mean by that? Inerrancy of sense organ. Semitic religious people asserted inerrancy of particular religious book. Here the scientist asserts inerrancy of sense organs. Now who is superstitious? Because you also belong to same category. That person accept a book, you accept your own sense organ. So, as a spiritual seeker, we should know the answer for these questions. Otherwise, our spiritual pursuit for gaining spiritual knowledge will be very, very difficult, will be in tantrum and a sorrowful affair. Understand? So, we will ask the question, same question to the Sampradaya. Is there a world? Sampradaya says two types of worlds. One is Jagrat Jagat, another is Swapna Jagat. Jagrat world is there, therefore you perceive. Swapna world is there because you perceive. Two types of worlds. One is Jagrat Jagat, another is Swapna Jagat. Jagrat Jagat is Ishvara Srishtihi. Ishvara means not human being. Understand? You have not created. Ishvara is the word. What is the meaning of that Ishvara? We will come across. That is a separate topic. When you become a Vedantin, your mind will become so much thinking. There will not be any darkness in your mind. You will not use any word without knowing the meaning and consequence of using that word. This science is called epistemology. Use of proper vocabulary, language is called epistemology. This is well developed science in our Guru Parampara. So Shastra Sampradaya says there are two worlds. One is Ishvara Srishti, therefore you perceive. You means all human beings, all living beings perceive. To perceive that world, adequate instruments of knowledge, sense organs are given. Second world is there, Swapna Jagat, that is Jiva Srishti, it is subject to individual's creation. There is no objectivity, it is subjective. So we will confine ourselves with the Ishvara Srishti. So Ishvara Srishti has 5 materials, 5 attributes: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandhatmakam Jagat. In our previous class, we saw little bit. Class number 7 and 8. But that much deep I did not go. Wherein we had discussed 13 pramanas and established Vedanta Shastram is pramanam. That much only we established in 7 and 8, class number 7 and 8. Please refer, then you hear this, you will get clarity. So Ishvara Srishti is there, not created by you, by any human being or any living being, but created by someone else other than perceiver. And what is the content of that Jagat? What is the content of that Jagat? Shastra Sampradaya says, Ishvara is the content of the Jagat with 5 attributes: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. That's why in our Vishnu Sahasranam, first name for Lord is what? Vishwam. Vishwam, Vishnur, Vashatkaro. Vishwam is equal to Vishnu. Vishnu is equal to Ishvara. Shrishti Sthiti Layakarta. Ornament is equal to gold with name and form. Similarly, Jagat, Jagrat Jagat is equal to Ishwaraha with 5 attributes: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. How Ishvara is the content of the Jagat, we will come across in future. For our enquiry for this class, this much enough. Jagat has only 5 attributes. You cannot add one or you cannot reduce something. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. What are the elements? Akasha, Vayuhu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithvi. Space, air, fire, waters and earth. These are all 5 elements having these 5 attributes which can be known by 5 sense organs. What are they? For Sparsha, skin is the sense organ. Power of touch available in skin. There is a possibility of skin without the power of touch. That's why doctor will verify whether you get pain like that. There is a possibility. Maruthu poiduchinu solranla. There is a possibility. So power of touch available in the golagam called skin is the sense organ for Sparsha. For Shabda, power of hearing available in the golagam called ears. For smell, power of smelling available in the nose. For vision, power of seeing capacity available in the eyes. For taste, power of tasting capacity available in the tongue. Understood? So 5 elements, 5 attributes to know these 5 sense organs. You cannot add one more, nor you can reduce. So universe is real because sense organs produce valid knowledge about the universe. Universe is real because knowledge shows universe is existing. Knowledge is dependable because it is revealed by sense organs. Now the question, how you prove that sense organs are valid source? For which only scientist doesn't have any answer. For us, we have answer. Here science ends, over. So he is dumped in superstitious group. Okay, understood now? Now only our enquiry starts. How you prove that sense organs are valid source? Sense organs are valid source of knowledge. Upajivya pramanam, primary source of knowledge because of these criteria. Anadhigata, abadita, arthavat, jnanakarakatvat, sarve indriyani, upajivya pramanani. 3 criteria. Anadhigata, abadita, arthavat, jnanakarakatvat, sarve indriyani, upajivya pramanani. Because of these traits, all indriyas are valid primary source of knowledge. Therefore, the knowledge revealed by them also is valid. Therefore, Srishti exists. So, what are the 3 criteria? Anadhigatam. That it reveals, each sense organ reveals a particular unique knowledge which cannot be revealed by any other sense organ. That knowledge cannot be known by any other means. Shabda Jnanam can be known only by ears. So each sense organ reveal unique knowledge. Second one is abaditam. Knowledge which is revealed by this unique sense organ cannot be refuted by other sense organ. If your eyes show that it is black cloth, you cannot verify it, you cannot refute it, you cannot disprove it, or you cannot prove it. Neither you can prove or disprove, nor you can verify and dispute. Because their area of function is unique. Ears work only in the field of Shabda. Eyes work only in the field of colors. Understand? So they are unique. Nobody can challenge them. Nobody can challenge their revelation. Understand? Third criterion is Arthavat. First one is Anadhigatam, unique knowledge. Second one is Abaditam, cannot be contradicted. Third one is Arthavat, useful knowledge. By knowing that my human life will be a comfortable and happy life. Imagine a person with blindness, how much discomfort he has in conducting his life. Similarly, a person with deaf and dumb, so much of discomfort. So these sense organs help a person to live in this creation comfortably, happily, by revealing the nature of the objects which are around him. All the objects put together are 5 elements with having 5 attributes. That's all. Therefore, Anadhigatatvam, Abaditatvam, Arthavatvam are the criteria for making a sense organ as a Upajivya Pramanam, primary source of knowledge. Understand? Each sense organ has its own field. It cannot be interchanged. Each sense organ is independent of another pramanam. Each sense organ cannot be verified. The knowledge revealed by each sense organ cannot be verified by another sense organ. Therefore, only cannot be negated also, cannot be proved also as right or wrong. More importantly, one sense organ is not an enemy to another sense organ. Therefore, all the 5 can coexist happily. Unlike faith and rational, both cannot coexist because both are opposite. Rational mind can disprove the faith. So in our Sampradaya, this is the answer given to the question. What is the question? Is there a creation? What is the answer? Yes, creation is there. Therefore only you are seeing it. What you see is valid. What you perceive is valid because it is revealed by unique sense organs. They are also valid source of knowledge because they have these 3 criteria. You try to imagine and try to add one more criteria, not possible. Our elders are so grand, they have gone to the level of, the extreme level of inquiry. Because these knowledge are revealed by Ishvara, that is the secret. To the pure minds, it was revealed by Ishvara. All other arguments and theories and concepts in the world, whether it is materialistic or scientific or religious world, are nothing but human creations, human concepts. But these things which Sampradaya holds as grand conclusions are revealed to the pure minds called rishis by the Ishvara. Therefore, it is without any error, even after lakhs of years or crores of years, we can discuss the same. This is discussed by Krishna in Gita to Arjuna. That is why he could say, Shraddhavan Jnanam Labhate. You put this statement here. Indriyeshu Shraddhavan Indriya Vishaya Jnanam Labhate. Understood? What is that Shraddha? That sense organs are valid source of knowledge. Is it a faith or knowledge? Do you say, I believe this is a black cloth? Or do you say, I know this is a black cloth? You say, I know this is a black cloth. How you know? Because I perceive. How you know that your perception is right? Because my eyes are valid source of knowledge. How you know that your sense organs, eyes are valid source of knowledge? Because it is unique. You cannot negate it. Understood? You cannot negate it. Now the question is the human life ends with these 5 elements, 5 properties only? No. In the previous class we saw there are a lot of things which are not covered in these 5 elements and 5 properties. Understood? So, sensory knowledge deals with pratyaksha vishayani. There are so many knowledge deals with paroksha vishayani, swarga, naraka, papa, punya, ishvara. These are all paroksha vishayani. There are so many knowledge deals with sakshi pratyaksha vishayani, anger, hunger, jealous, your sense of bondage, sense of freedom, your happiness, unhappiness, everything sakshi pratyaksha, perceived by mind. For human emotions, there is a instrument called, pramanam called sakshi pratyaksham, which is our own mind. Understand? Then there are certain things which are revealed by words. He is your father, my dear child, he is your father. It's a big revelation. It's a very big revelation, for which in Mahabharata Karna was spending whole lifetime. Who is my father? Who is my father? For every child it is a very big revelation. Otherwise the child will consider himself as orphan. I am a fatherless one. Not only that, mother's character is in question. Understood? If mother's words are not accepted as valid source of knowledge, that means what? The child becomes orphan, mother becomes characterless. You understood? If the father already died, nitya paroksham. If he is living somewhere else other than in home, temporary paroksham. Pratyaksham, sakshi pratyaksham. Paroksham, nitya paroksham. Understood? So, pratyaksham is dealt by primary source of knowledge, sense organs. Nitya pratyaksham through mind. Paroksham is dealt by secondary source of knowledge, namely Anumana, Upamana, Anupalabdhi, Arthapattihi, Laukika Shabdaha. Nitya Paroksham through scripture. We saw that. You have to refer to the 7th class number 7. For your remembrance, I am quoting it because already 3 months over. In between, you might have seen so many cinemas and dialogues and so many things. So, pratyaksham is dealt by primary source of knowledge, sense organs. Nitya pratyaksham through mind. Paroksham is dealt by secondary source of knowledge, namely Anumana, Upamana, Anupalabdhi, Arthapattihi, Laukika Shabdaha. Nitya Paroksham through scripture. Is this much only with regard to human life? Sampradaya says, no. Other than these 4 items, Paroksham, Nitya Paroksham, Pratyaksham, Sakshi Pratyaksham. Other than these 4 items, there is one still is there. One area of knowledge still is there. Pramatru Jnanam. About the knower. Knowledge about the knower. These are all knowledge about the object which are connected with the knower. Or attributes which are connected with the knower. Understand? Whether it is Pratyaksha Vishayani or Sakshi Pratyaksha Vishayani, like jealous, hunger, these are all attributes connected with the knower. Similarly, Naraka, these are all places, attributes connected with the knower. The knower stands alone with ignorance, without the knowledge that who am I? Very important knowledge, required knowledge. Those who don't have access to the Shastra Sampradaya will never know about the reality of themselves. Those who don't have access to Veda Shastra Sampradaya, let me qualify, not Islamic Shastra Sampradaya, not Christian Shastra Sampradaya. You can never know through those Sampradaya about your real nature, which is revealed in the Veda Shastra Sampradaya. Understand? So, 13 sources of knowledge. What are they 13? Pancha Pratyaksha Pramanani, 1 Sakshi Pratyaksham, 6. Pancha Anumana Pramanani, Shabda Pramanam, and then Shastra. 6 plus 6 plus 1. So, first 4 areas are dealing with objects and attributes. 5th area of knowledge is dealing with the very subjective. Each source of knowledge proved its validity as unique and useful. Now the question is, will the Shastram also prove its validity? We have seen this in the class number 8. Shastram is Pramanam. Anadhigadyatvad, Abadidatvad, Arthavatvad. This knowledge is called Shraddha. Understand? In the context of Shastra Vichara, Shraddha means Shastram is Pramanam. This knowledge of inerrancy of this Shastra Pramanam. Like inerrancy of sense organs, Shastra also Pramanam, reveals valid knowledge. So, having this conviction after verification is called Shraddha. Understand now? What is Shraddha? Knowledge about the validity of Shastra Pramanam. And surrendering to that Shastra Pramanam is called Shraddha. Every one of us surrender to sense organ. Correct? We don't question sense organ. You have already surrendered. It is taken for granted that it is valid. Even though it proves now and then it is errorful. I told 6 errors. Ajñādatvam, Samshayatvam, Apatukaranatvam. Like that 6 errors. Those errors also are not there in the Shastra Pramana. The sense organs are valid source of knowledge, not absolutely, more or less. Because perception is a fact, that is our conviction. But perception may not be a fact. Blue sky, rising and setting sun, static earth, these are all perception. But they are not truth. So more or less, even though it has some errors, my life can go. Whether sun sets or whether sky is blue or white, what is there for me? It doesn't affect my life. I am though living in sky, my life can go. Understand? We are living in sky only. On the surface of the earth we are living means what? Earth is in the sky. So we are also in sky only, space only. My life can go. So we accepted that. But these errors also are not there in the Shastra Pramanam. This conviction which comes after verification and after gaining the knowledge about their validity is called Shraddha. Therefore, Shraddhavan Sharanagati Kritavan. Therefore, Shraddhavan Jnanam Labhati. Indriya Shraddhavan Indriya Jnanam Labhate. Manas Shraddhavan knows the knowledge about the thoughts, his inner thoughts. Laukika Shabda Shraddhavan knows the validity of that assertion of a mother. Similarly, Shastra Shraddhavan knows his grand nature, his infinite nature. He knows his Nitya Muktatvam, his Akhandatvam, Anantatvam, Ananda Swarupatvam. You cannot be unhappy. That is the assertion of Shastra. If you know, if you have Shraddha in Shastra, your life will be what? Without unhappiness, full of Ananda. So, Jnanam Labhate Shraddhavan. So, the definition for Shraddha in our Sampradaya is Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharana. Satya Buddhya. This is the truth. How you will tell this? Not by faith, by verification. After verification only you can say this is the truth. Understood? Knowledge alone can say that this is the truth. What knowledge? That Shastra is Anadigata, Abhadita, Arthavate, Jnana Karakam. Therefore, Swata Pramanyatvam Asti Shastre. Intrinsic validity. You need not beg from another thing. The secondary sources of knowledge depend upon primary source of knowledge. Anumana, Upamana, Artha Labdhi, that inference, postulation, like that we saw, na? Those are all secondary source of knowledge. They are depend upon the primary source of knowledge called sense organs. Understand? Even Laukika Shabda also depend upon primary source of. Mother's words is pramanam for the child. For mother, it is pratyaksha pramanam. Living with her husband is pratyaksha pramanam, not paroksha pramanam. Understood? So, pratyaksha pramanam of one person can be the secondary source of knowledge to another person. Correct? Pratyaksha pramanam of one person can be the secondary source of knowledge for another person. Understood? So, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharana. Avadharana means knowledge. Knowledge about what? That it is truth. What Shastra reveals is truth. What my Gurudev says is truth. E equal to mc square. Einstein told, we all accept and nod our head. Have we verified? But it is available for verification. Any person can challenge, any person can verify, and he naturally will come to the conclusion, yes, E equal to mc square only. Newton's law. Each action has its own equal reaction. You can verify. Similarly, here also, Sampradaya says, don't accept this without verification. Go through that verification process. Through vichara, question us. We don't suppress your questioning nature. We don't suppress your inquiring nature. The pseudo inquirers, the pseudo rationals called scientists, they are dumbfounded when we ask the validity about the sense organs. They don't have any answer. But we have answer. The same answer is extended to Shastra Pramanam, 13th Pramanam. Now the choice for the humanity is to use that Pramanam or not to use that Pramanam. That is the choice. He can choose, he need not choose to use that. Like Gandhari, she has chosen not to use that Praman. Understood? Similarly, majority of humanity has chosen not to use Shastra Praman. Now the loss is for whom? For the person who refused to use. For Gandhari alone it was a loss. And we sympathize with Gandhari. Double sympathy. Dhritarashtra was not able to see because he was physically challenged by the Srishti. By birth onwards he is physically challenged. Correct? So sympathy. But this Mother Gandhari, we sympathize twice. First sympathy is she was not able to see. Therefore, now and then she stumbles. Second sympathy, such an idiot lady she was. She should be the eyes for Dhritarashtra also. Because of her one wrong action, entire clan was destroyed. Children became arrogant fellows, adharmic fellows. Bhagavan has to come to destroy them. So the consequence of not using Pramanam is very dangerous, not only for him, for the society also. Understand? So Shastra Shraddha means Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhya Avadharana. Satya Buddhya Avadharana means you know that it is the truth because you have verified and you have gone through this process of verification and you surrender to that. Surrendering to Shastram is called Satya Buddhya Avadharana. Surrendering to the sense organs means what? Whatever they reveal is truth. Surrendering to the mother's word means what? What mother says is truth. So Satya Buddhya Avadharana. Another Acharya says, Pujyatva Grihena Dhridatara Vishwasena Prema Adishaya Rupa Niradishaya Bhakti. It is devotion to the scripture, unequal devotion to the scripture, unquestionable devotion to the scripture. Why unquestionable? Already questioned. More than me, you cannot question. All the questions I asked and got the answer. Therefore, unquestionable devotion to the scripture, loving devotion to the scripture, most elegant loving devotion. That's it. Prema adishaya rupa. Adishaya prema rupa. You cannot find that type of affection towards any individual, towards any concept, towards anything in the creation in your life, and accepting it as the final word with regard to your life is called Shastra Shraddha. Understood? That is why Bhagavan says, Shraddhavan labhate jnana. You apply the definition to mother's statement. That mother says, so and so is your father. You apply this definition. Niradishaya bhaktihi. Unequal, unconditional, unquestionable devotion to the words of the mother. Adishaya prema rupa bhaktihi. It is unique for you only, not for others. The devotion is unique for you only. Others may not believe that and say opposite things also. He is not your father because she is not your mother. Because you are exchanged in the hospital. Possibility is there. But as far as you are concerned, no, I am born to this mother only, and he is the father, my father only, because my mother says. So he is my father depends upon mother's validity. Mother's validity depends upon mother's words. Understood? So these verifications are all done. Dhridatara Vishwasaha. Nobody can confuse you whether I am exchanged in hospital or not. This Balarama confused our Krishna with this idea, Are you are bought in a market. Balarama says to Krishna, you are bought in a market. You are not born to Mother Yashoda. How? Mother Yashoda, how white skin? Father Nanda Baba also white skin. How can you born with black skin? So Krishna got confused, really confused. And he went and cried to Mother Yashoda, Mummy, is this the truth that I am not born to you? That is the truth. But as far as Yashoda is concerned, she doesn't know that. Who told like this? Balram only told. Thou told. Thou told? Hey, you come here. What do you know about me and about Nanda Baba and about my Krishna? Like that she scolds. Because her integrity is in question. Understand? So all these inquiries over, then you come to the conclusion. Then in that conclusion you have Dhridadhara Vishwasaha. Then Pujyatva Grihene. You accept it and question with all devotion. Because that statement makes your life a wonderful life. You are a child of such and such parent. You are not an orphan. Your mother is with character. Your father is with loyalty. And you are born to them. Your family is a beautiful family. You have a loving parent. One statement, how many consequences you see? You have a beautiful, loving parent. You need not have any anxiety about your future growth. Because as even you are born, your mother has breastfeeding. Then as you are going, she takes care of you. And father gives all protection, guidance, everything. So your life, as long as you become a grown-up man, your life is under full protection. Nobody can misuse you, abuse you. So you have wonderful protection, safety, happiness, comfort because of this one statement. If you don't accept this statement, next moment you are on the platform. Now you understood? Similarly, that devotional attitude which is born out of knowledge, which is born out of thorough inquiry of validity of Shastra Pramana. It was inquired by somebody else, some rishis. How can I do that? You also can do. That is why I ask you to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, I myself ask question and answer. That's why all our Shastras are in the form of dialogue. Understand? All our Shastra are in the form of dialogue. It is not monologue at all. If you go to Brahma Sutra, Vichara Grantha or Siddhi Grantha it is called. Advaita Siddhihi by Madhusudana Saraswati Maharaj. Brahma Sutra by Vyasacharya. For that Bhashyam by Shankaracharya. Each sutra itself is a question and answer. Athato Brahma Jignasa, first sutra. It is an answer, not only answer. It is a question. There are many questions are there for which it is ataha, therefore. Therefore means wherefore. Atha, thereafter. Thereafter means whereafter. So you question, you answer, then you proceed. So very Brahma Sutra is question and answer. For that question and answer, Shankara Bhashyam, which is nothing but question and answer. Purva Paksha, Siddhanta, Purva Paksha. For that Tika, Tippani, like that going on. So entire Shastra Parampara is enquiry Parampara, not faithful Parampara. That is why I ask you to ask questions. If you don't ask questions, I myself ask question and answer. Understand? So all this inquiry is over. Then you come to the conclusion. Then in that conclusion you have Dridadhara Vishwasaha. Then Pujyatva Grihene. You accept it and question. More details we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Om Jata Vedase Sunavama Somamarathi Yato Nidahati Vedaha Sanaparshadati Durgani Vishwa Naveva Sindhum Duritat Yagnihi Tam Agnivarnam Tapasad Valanti Vairotanim Karma Phaletu Dushta Durgam Devi Gum Charanamaham Prapadye Sutarasitarase Namaha Agne Tvam Parayanam Yo Asman Svasti Virati Durgani Vishwa Murcha Prithvi Babulana Urvi Bhava Lokaya Tanayaya Shayo Vishwanino Durga Jata Veda Sindhunna Nava Duritadi Parshi Agne Atrivan Manasa Granano Osmakam Bodhyavita Tanuna Pratanaditagum Sahamana Mugramagnigum Huvema Paramat Sadhastat Sanaparshadati Durgani Vishwa Ramaddevo Adiduritat Yagnigi Pratnoti Kamedyo Advareju Sanacha Hota Navyacha Satsi Svancha Agne Tanuvam Piprayasva Smabhyancha Saubhagamaya Jasma Govardushtamayujo Nishiktam Tavendra Vishnuranu Sancharima Nakasya Prishtamabhi Sambasano Vaishnavim Loka Ihamadayanta Om Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanyakumari Dhimahi Tanno Durgih Prachodayat Om Shanti 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 हरिः ॐ।